All right, nephews, welcome to Scroll 82. It's your favorite unk. It is currently 5:11 p.m. I'm sitting in a chair at work. We dead as hell. So I whipped out my phone and said, you know what? Let's make a scroll. Before I get into anything, make sure you follow the scrolls wherever you're listening, and if you're on Spotify, leave a rating, because that helps me grow. So anyways, man, I'm coming off quite the weekend. Saturday was cool. I got up, went on a run, recorded Scroll 81, then went to the barbershop and got my haircut. My barber sliced me up real good. So you know what that means. Transformation complete. A nigga was restored. After that, I'm not gonna lie, I don't really remember what happened Saturday. But Sunday was interesting. Continuing my theme of being a good uncle, I went to my nephew's performance. He in elementary school, and they had some little drama play or whatever, and I didn't have a ticket. I just walked in, which is actually kind of concerning, because what if I was a murderer? I had no ticket, no badge, no proof, no nothing. I just walked in that bitch like I belonged there. Luckily, I'm a good human being, so it worked out. But I watched the performance, and I'm gonna be honest, watching little kids perform, that shit is so ass. You can't understand what them little niggas saying. They up there projecting straight mumble. But I respect the collaboration. The kids were dancing. They were in line. They were trying. And it took me back to when I had to do those little performances in elementary school. So I'm watching like, man, I hope these little niggas enjoy this moment, because they don't even know they're in one. After the performance, I saw my nephew, told him good job, made sure he saw that I was there. That's the important part. Then I asked him, who picking you up? He said his dad. And mind you, his dad is my ex-brother-in-law. I hadn't seen that dude in like 3 or 4 years, but that nigga had a hand in raising me. He was like a brother figure to me, somebody I looked up to. Now, he cheated on my sister, and obviously I'm siding with my sister. That's just loyalty. However she feel about you, I gotta respect that. But at the same time passed. She moved on. She got a new husband. He moved on too. The dust settled, and at some point, there ain't no sense in holding resentment forever. So when I saw him, he saw me, and that nigga smiled from ear to ear. And I smiled too. And bro, we hugged. Like really hugged. Long hug. And I ain't gonna lie, I missed that nigga. I missed what he meant to me growing up. I missed that brother figure. And it was beautiful, bro. It was the first time he saw me as a real adult. Last time he saw me, I was probably a sophomore in college. Now I'm a grown man. I got business. I got motion. I'm Unc now, so that was cool. He said he might reach out this week. We'll see if that happens. But either way, that moment was real. And I do hate that he ain't really in the family like that anymore. But hey, consequences, folks. Don't cheat on your spouse, and these things don't happen. But anyways, after that, it was Sunday. Beautiful day. I'm cruising around. And I said, you know what? This day is gonna be about me. I'm treating myself to a good day. So I was craving a steak. And y'all remember, I still got some of that tax refund money. Now I wasn't finna go to no real expensive steakhouse. I wasn't going to no Texas to Brazil. No STK. No place where the waiter describes the cow's childhood before he bring it out. Hell no. But I was gonna get my steak. So I said, you know where I'm going? Logan's. And let me say this right now. I love Logan's. Logan's is a top-tier restaurant. I don't care what y'all say. I don't care if you think it's basic. I don't care if you think it's country Applebee's. Logan's is quality, nigga. So I walk into Logan's by myself. Lady at the front asks, how many? I said 1, with straight confidence. Because this is about me. This is a solo mission. This is self-love with steak sauce. She sat me down. Waiter came over and asked what I wanted to drink. I looked at that nigga and said, beer. He said, you want a tall boy? I looked around like, as a matter of fact, I do. This nigga brought out this big-ass glass of beer like I was a grown man from a commercial. I felt like Stone Cold Steve Austin in that bitch. This might have been the most unk thing I've ever done. I'm sitting there alone, sipping beer, waiting on steak, minding my business. Then he comes to take my order, and I already knew what I wanted. I said, I want the 16-ounce ribeye, cooked medium, loaded sweet potato, mac and cheese. Chop chop, nigga. And my guy was on it. He brought out that steak. I'm sipping my beer. I'm catching a little buzz. I'm tearing into that ribeye. And bro, I'm by myself. But I'm vibing. This was one of the first times I really went to a restaurant by myself, and I would do it again. I don't gotta worry about what somebody else getting. I ain't on no date. I ain't trying to impress nobody. I ain't wondering if she finna order the lobster and act shy. No. I'm paying my tab. That's peace. Because usually if I go to a restaurant, I'm going with a female friend, or whoever I'm dating, or some situation. And now my $40 tab turned into $80. And I don't got time for that shit. So I ate my steak, smashed my sides, crushed my beer. Total came out to like $43. I said, shit, that ain't bad right there. Tipped my waiter and walked out satisfied. Then I'm like, what else can I do? The movie's right there. I'm like, I could go see that Michael Jackson movie. But the showtime wasn't until 6:50. I left Logan's around 5. And mind you, I live like a mile away. So I go home. And that beer, that big-ass man beer, it put me down. I laid on the couch. Next thing you know, I'm knocked out. I wake up, and it's 9 o'clock. I said, oh my God. I woke up confused, dumbfounded, disoriented, but happy. That was the funny part. I was like, you know what? This was a good day. So I'm like, what am I gonna do with the rest of the night? And I locked in on deep fried logic. I had a video scheduled to post that night, the one about gatekeeping, and that one popped off. It hadn't even been up 24 hours, and it was already at like 20-something thousand views. I got over 300 followers overnight. That's a good night. That's a good video, especially after a little slump. So I had that rolling in the background while I was writing scripts for Tuesday and Wednesday. Just locked in. Making the next thing while the current thing was working. That felt good. Then I went to sleep. Woke up this morning, and I was gonna record this scroll on a walk. But I'm realizing something. I don't really like walking as much anymore. I prefer to run now, and I credit that to Run Club. Run Club got me running, fam. I woke up this morning and ran 3 miles. Just did it. No dramatic speech, no rocky montage. Just laced up and ran. Shout out to running. But I'm not gonna lie. This morning, I wasn't in the best shape mentally. I had a weird dream about my ex. And y'all know we've been spending time together, having fun, enjoying each other. But the devil was trying to get me. That's what I'm calling it. The devil was trying to throw me off my mental. I had this dream where she was messing with somebody else. Some nigga was smashing or whatever. And I woke up like, man, what the fuck? And I could feel that old feeling trying to rise up. That jealousy, that insecurity, that need for clarity, that need to know what's going on. And that brings me to this point. You young niggas really don't know shit. And I know when old heads say that, it'd be funny. But nah, bro. You genuinely don't know shit. Because if this happened some years ago, if I had a dream like that, I would have cut her off just off the possibility. Just off my own insecurity. Just off something my own mind created while I was asleep. That's insane. But that's how emotions work when you don't know yourself. I've been here before. Now I can see it differently. Now I can say, wait. These are emotions. Intense emotions. I felt these before. But they are not facts. That's the hard part, though. Because emotions feel real. Even when they not. Your body reacts like it's true. Your chest gets tight. Your stomach drops. Your brain starts building a case. But sometimes your mind is just playing tricks. And this is usually where I fumble situations. Because I get insecure. And then my mind starts scrambling for clarity. Hey, what's going on? Where you at? What this mean? Who is that? Nah, nigga, chill. Let shit be. Focus on the facts. Focus on what's real. Your emotions will try to lie to you. They'll tell you something is going on when nothing is going on. I've been here before. I remember I fumbled this bad chick one time. I said something. And she said, bye to me. But it wasn't even like goodbye forever. It was one of those casual bye responses. Like a little shrug-off bye. But that was the last thing she said. Then I didn't hear from her for like a week. And internally, nigga, I'm going crazy. I'm like, bye? What the fuck you mean bye? Where the fuck did you go? And I'm not proud of this. But I sent her some reactive shit. It was basically along the lines of, if it's gonna be bye, then bye, nigga. And that was it. Looking back, I let my emotions sabotage my mind. My anxiety and my insecurity filled in the gaps. I didn't have facts. I had fear. And I treated fear like evidence. You can't let that shit happen. You gotta chill. Relax. Focus on what's real and what's not. That's maturity, I guess. I don't know. But I know I can't move like that again. I gotta remain grounded. I gotta stay in the present. But anyways, now I'm at work. And my boss wants me to call people who canceled their memberships and see if we can get them back. And I'm gonna be honest. I don't want to do that shit. I feel like my boss sends me to do his dirty work. Because our membership structure, I ain't gonna lie, that shit is a finesse. When we get you, we got you. It's a 3-month commitment and a 30-day notice to cancel. Which means, if you try to cancel, you're still getting charged 1 more month. So basically, it's a 4-month commitment. If the membership is $200 a month, nigga, we getting $800 out of you automatically. That's the game. And when people cancel, they hate us. Because lowkey, they feel like we finesse them. And I understand. People complain to me, and internally I be agreeing. Like, yeah, nigga, this policy is bullshit. But I gotta follow orders. I got a boss, but now he wants me to call all these canceled members. And I ain't gonna lie, nephews. I haven't called a single fucking soul. And I don't plan on it. I didn't apply to be a telemarketer. I'm over this job. I'm just past this chapter. School job don't start until the fall, so I don't know what I'm gonna do in the meantime. But I'm over it. It is what it is. So yeah, bro. That's my day. Getting to greatness one day at a time. You're gonna have days like this. But I'm grateful to have a video finally hit big after a little slump. And even when a video I like doesn't perform well, I try to look at it like, okay, maybe it's not a viral banger, but it deepens the lore. Every video does something. Every scroll does something. Some of them explode. Some of them quietly build the universe. Some of them are fireworks. Some of them are bricks. and you need both to build something real. But yeah, it does feel good to have one hit right now. It feels good to see the motion. So yeah, guys, that's my life. That's what's going on at the moment. I'm at work, sitting in this chair, trying not to become a telemarketer. And I think I'm gonna leave the scroll here. So with that being said, do the right thing. Keep God first. Be a real nigga. And don't stop. Because once you stop, your dreams stop. Have a good day or night, nephews. Unc loves you.